Hello, everyone. Good evening, good morning, good afternoon to all joining from different geographies of the world. Let's wait for a couple of minutes or for at least 30 seconds so the participants can join. All right, let's start. Welcome, everyone, to the third session in our five-part Cloud FinOps webinar series hosted by Amdes Technologies. I'm Sindhu Priya, Senior Manager, Marketing and Alliances from Amdes. First of all, on behalf of Team Amadeus, I thank everyone for your continued active participation and support to our exclusive Cloud FinOps webinar series. Your positive feedback from our previous sessions has been incredibly encouraging, and it fuels our commitment to bringing you more valuable insights. So today we are excited to dive into our third topic, integrating ITOps and FinOps, streamlined operations for optimal cloud cost management. I'm happy to welcome Madhu Kumar, founder and CEO of Amdes Technologies, and Preetika, one of our senior software engineers, as speakers for today. Hello, Preetika and Madhu, welcome. I would like to have you wave at the audience. All right. So now let's take a look at the agenda for today's webinar. It's going to be a concise and effective session for next 30 minutes. We'll have a look at the role of IT ops, wherein we explore the concepts and the critical needs of IT ops in cloud operations, followed by the benefits of integrating IT ops and FinOps, why and how these disciplines should work together. Then comes our secret sauce, special ingredient CloudCADI. So, how CloudCADI is enabling end-to-end automation for optimal cloud cost management. A closer look we'll have today on CloudCADI. We also have a Q&A session at the end. However, if you have any questions during the session, please post them at the comment section. Our speakers will take that at the end. With that said, Madhu, I request you to kick off the session. Over to you. I'm going mute now. Madhu, are you able to hear us? Okay, I think Madhu needs some time to join. Hi, Preetika. All the best for your webinar today. The first topic will be role of IT ops, as said. IT ops, as we all know, it covers the entire IT operations, which is critical for any organization. I think Madhu is facing some technical difficulties. Let's give 30 more seconds for him to join. Meanwhile, audience, what do you think about IT ops and FinOps integration? If you have any questions or interesting pointers, or if you are facing any particular challenge in doing so, if this is something of your what you're searching for, do post us in the comment section. We'll be happy to take that. All right. While Madhu is about to join, let me brief about Amadeus. Amadeus Technologies is a cloud native FinOps solutions firm. We have a product called CloudCADI, which is our flagship product. It's a dedicated FinOps solution. We have it on Azure and AWS marketplaces also. If you have a chance, go and have a look at it. You can grab it by yourself also directly from Azure or AWS marketplaces as per your cloud needs. These are our contact details. So we have our headquarters in New Jersey and a couple of development centers in India. We have our Cloud Innovation Center in IITM Research Park, Chennai, and we have our larger development center in Nagarkoil, deep down South India. These are our contact details. Yeah, we have Madhu again, back again. Hi, Madhu. Hope you're back with your thoughts. Please mute yourself for time being.
Okay, thank you, Sindhu. I'm to the audience. I'm really, really sorry. I got logged out by my Wi-Fi in my office. I'm traveling. I came down to Asia time zone, and unfortunately, I got into this mess. But I'm back. Okay. Thank you, and I think thank you, Sindhu, for getting me in today. Today's topic is extremely very exciting for me because, as you all know, FinOps has been talk of the town for the industry for many years. But what's happening is when recommendations come, we saw it in the last session. We were simulating the target state, then look at nudging the engineering team to act on it. What's happening is if by chance we connect the recommendations to the IT operations team by default, I don't want to get into the bigger words of curation, but if you can do that, that will be the perfect world for, hey, systems are running. We see that there is underutilization in pockets of environments. The product is identified. Practitioner likes the change. He clicks a single click button, the whole change happens. So to do that end-to-end FinOps, continuous rigorous exercise to implement FinOps as a culture in an organization, the key is to interface IT operations and FinOps recommendations. So in that sense, I thought I'll spend a couple of minutes to say, I don't want to preach the choir, but the role of IT ops in any enterprise comes down to something like 6 pillars. Very easy to know. One, resource management. The number two, which IT teams traditionally for years and years in large data centers have been focused on, I have limited resources. How do I optimize my infrastructure for the best use of applications, business, and technology? So that infrastructure optimization has been driven by performance driven or a bit, hey, this is what I'm available. How do I slice and dice to each applications and then do that work? That used to be the key role for IT ops. And once you do that, then performance management, service desk, incident management. And the last point I put up here on the slide for the audience is cloud resource, using FinOps as a lever you utilize every resource to the maximum. When I say maximum, utilize to the highest percentile, but very cautiously ensure that performance is not hurt. So traditionally, when people were migrating apps, we all know there will be an element of what I call over provisioning. Over provisioning helps you to stabilize, to give better results for applications. And over a period of time, you need to bring down the provisioning to a acceptable level so that cloud financial management becomes a continuous exercise and a culture. Okay? So that's where we will talk about it. And I'm sure my colleague Preetika, when she does a little bit of demo, how we did it in CloudCADI, we will talk about it. So the fundamental is within ITOps, the element of cloud resource cost optimization, how do we integrate back to ITOps will be our core focus for today. Okay. I will not take too much time, Sindhu, if you go to the next slide, because I already last couple of minutes. I don't want to take time. The second benefit, personally, as I talked about it, efficiency is phenomenal. If system can, by a flip of a switch, understand over provisioning, resizing automatically, can a product with confidence look at all the options, bring the human in the loop to a couple of steps, and say that, hey, I like this change. I really want to make it quicker. I don't want to wait till a certain period of time. Can I drive the change very effectively, very fast? So that is the efficiency part of it. To the audience, I also want to say there are organizations who call FinOps as an efficiency engineering exercise. There are organizations who driven efficiency engineering and then probably renamed it to FinOps nowadays. But that's the efficiency portion of integrating ITOps and FinOps. That definitely falls into the next two elements, which is collaboration and enhanced accountability. So the engineering team becomes highly collaborative. They look at where I can change very quick so that the finance team is extremely excited and happy that we are not having any quote unquote pilferage or wastage. And it allows accountability to the highest. It says that, hey, this is my funds, my spend. I can run my IT applications on cloud at a lower spend, which is spend right, for the same level of performance, so that I don't have a fear of performance. And that enhanced accountability gives us by increasing the responsibility as well as financial outcomes. And organizations do have gaming. People used to say, hey, how much did I save today? Did this month, I found certain things I did last year. I looked at the new ways of costing, utilization, metrics. I changed it. So you feel extremely, extremely excited about it. An extreme level of certain use cases in a couple of customers I've seen is certain provisioning in especially storage, maybe even AKS, in Kubernetes clusters when you do management, without the application team's knowledge. If FinOps and ITOps team can slowly tune the system and the performance is the same. So that is what I call very similar to extreme programming. You try to run it, increase the, little bit of tuning the systems, and then with the proper oversight, you achieve the best accountability for FinOps. I don't think I'll go much more than any more chats. So for the session, let me give it to Sindhu. The next slide is more on the product and how we are doing it, right? So with this, the integration, seamless things, I will give it to Preetika. And Preetika, I'll be online if you need any help, but otherwise, all the best.
Yeah, thank you, Madhu. So hello all, I am glad to be a part of this webinar. So let me start explaining how CloudCADI is integrating ITOps and FinOps integration and making it seamless for the cloud practitioners. So some of the key benefits of these integrations are end-to-end automation and optimization with minimal effort. So when I say end-to-end automation, some of the applicable services like ECR, we have enabled some script. That script is executed automatically and update the recommendation in the cloud platform. So rather than doing it manually, so if you want to do it AWS, you have to get it into the AWS console and create your own, which involves more human effort. So in CloudCADI, we have automated some script to, to enable recommendation. So let me show in the product. So for end-to-end automation, I show ECR. ECR is the Amazon service. It is contains group of repositories. Each repository contains multiple images. So we can enable lifecycle policy for each repository. So the lifecycle policy is a set of policy we have defined. So I will show a demo. So the lifecycle policy is a set of policy we define to automate to delete the images, delete the unused images or outdated images, which helps to prevent the storage cost. So for doing it, we have to create the lifecycle policy here in manually. So rather than doing it manually, in CloudCADI, we have some script to automate this. So in this page, we show the available repositories in our AWS account and their regions and the total size of the repository and the total image count and the savings. So in policy, we have two options, already lifecycle policy enabled or not enabled. If the lifecycle policy is already enabled, CloudCADI suggests to update the lifecycle policy. If it is not enabled, CloudCADI recommend to create the new one. So here, view recommendation. These are the filters. You have to filter it based on your condition. So for example, I have choose tag value any and the criteria image count more than 20. So I click the filter. These are the images will be deleted if I apply this policy. So we have two options. One is create lifecycle policy, another one is download script. So create lifecycle policy automatically creates the lifecycle policy in the AWS console. So download script, if the user click the download script, it will download one JSON script. You can use the JSON script in the AWS Cloud Shell or command prompt, and the JSON script automatically creates the lifecycle policy. For the live demo, now I show my local host. So here I have a repository called CloudCADI V3 data extraction in the Mumbai region. So I need to create the lifecycle policy, tag any, and since image push 2 days. So if I click the create lifecycle policy, one message will show lifecycle policy created successfully. So in the AWS console page, we can see this is the policy I created in our CloudCADI application. So same, the end-to-end automation, we are now doing for the EBS unused volume. So here we show the unused volume. Unused volume means if the volume is not attached to any instance for the given days, it's considered as an unused volume. So we have option to clean up the volume, and also we have option to snapshot and clean up. It will take the snapshot of the volume and then clean the volume. So for the demo, we have not yet integrated. So we will integrate in the future versions. Some of the recommendation on the dashboard we have, you can find it in the cloud service provider dashboard as well. So how we differ from cloud service providers? So our recommendation is within minimal number of clicks and within one tab, we will be able to get high insights till the business unit level. So that's why how we differ from the cloud service providers. So So especially in the ITOps and FinOps integration, we are integrating ServiceNow with our application. So I will show in the product. A ServiceNow is a cloud-based platform. Uh, Here, with CloudCADI, we can integrate ServiceNow for the seamless management automation. So for that, you have to create the instance in the ServiceNow. Then the ServiceNow provides some instance URL, username, and the password. To integrate CloudCADI with ServiceNow, we utilize the instance URL along with the authentication with username and password. So this setup allows CloudCADI to directly communicate with ServiceNow APIs. For that, in the recommendation page, is the EC2 recommendation. Here we recommend based on the utilization value. For example, the actual size is M5 4x large, but based on the utilization value, we have recommend to downsize the instance as T2 medium. Also, we have customize option. So the customize option is based on the family type of the instance. In EC2, we have around 6 family types. Each family contains different types of instance. So here, get recommendation. Here we show the possible recommendation based on the instance family type. So without integrating ServiceNow, if the user is satisfied with this recommendation, the user call their IT operators team and manually update the configuration by seeing this recommendation. But after ServiceNow integration, the user just click the action button. So CloudCADI sends the API call to the ServiceNow along with the EC2 details and the recommendation details. So here you show the ticket is created successfully. After the ticket is created, CloudCADI shows the UI, the message, the ticket is created successfully. So by using the ticket, IT operators team can manually easily upgrade the instance. So especially in the ITOps and FinOps integration using ServiceNow and the end-to-end automation, cloud cost optimization is achieved effortlessly. So that's all.
All right. Thank you, Preetika, for all the insights and live demo you have shown. Thank you for explaining all the benefits of integrating ITOps and FinOps. Hope this had conveyed a lot of insights to the audience. So now that we have a Q&A session, Madhu, while you were trying to join because of the technical difficulties during that time, I asked the audience to post their views on how they feel about integrating ITOps and FinOps, and also how challenging it is to implement FinOps. So we got one comment from our friend Vasu saying that cost management and optimization is the prime use of FinOps, but in the recent days, it has gone a nightmare. So, cost management at any cloud platform has gone as a nightmare. So, do you have any views on that?
Yeah, thanks, Sindhu and Vasu. I think he asked probably the most intriguing questions everybody goes through. Before I answer that, I should put a little bit of history to him. Cloud world, when people were migrating workloads or adopting cloud in a big way, performance was a major challenge. Security was a big concern. Governance, compliance. So every organization, Vasu, be it yours or anybody's, or including our own organizations, we were focusing heavily onto the non-financial aspect of cloud. So that has created, I don't want to, answer to the audience that the design engineering for cloud workloads were more performance aware design rather than cost aware design. Now comes, after 6-7 years running workloads, migrating more, suddenly this group of FinOps engineering team comes up with n number of recommendations. Recommendation 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. That is coming to the same engineering team who either same or different, who ensured that the workload is running perfect, everything is in smooth state. Now for saving money, you're looking at ways to change. Now that change, before you do, it is extremely genuine for the engineering team to be so cautious that whatever I do, the change for cost benefits, it should not pull my end user's performance. It should not pull the system down. And engineering has many questions. I think the way Vasu said, it's a nightmare. It is a nightmare when you don't have an answers. When you have answers to all your questions, most engineering team, leaders, architects, they're all extremely delighted to come in and say, hey, this is a very good recommendation. I see the simulation of target state. I see that even if I make the change, my application will not go down. My application performance is simulated. We kind of dealt with that in the earlier sessions, but today's session, I was more focused on saying that you are convinced about the change. How do you do it faster? That's where ITOps FinOps integration. So even though this question has relevance to our earlier sessions, where we were simulating the target state before you change so that you're confident to click the button and say, yes, I want to implement that change. So Vasu is right in that question that there are challenges. The implementation of FinOps is, many products. It's not only CloudCADI. There are very market-leading products drive a lot of recommendations. We add an element of what I call convincible recommendations. That's why we call it as CloudCADI, cognitive, the intelligence of recommendation, and actionable data insights. The data we are looking at is not only cost and the performance also. That's why CloudCADI combines this cost, performance, utilization, drive recommendations, and give the recommendation in such a way that give the power to the engineering team to simulate it, extremely convinced that, yes, the change is not going to hurt me, and implement. So, while I don't want to say it's a nightmare, Vasu, I think companies are struggling. This was the case a couple of years back. Slowly, I see, whenever I go and present, I see that the practitioner-led FinOps is moving towards practitioner plus product-led FinOps. That means earlier experts were called in. They take time, they look at everything, they look at the design. So it is more of practitioner-led FinOps. It is slow, it will take time. But when you have products which gives you all the options, all the simulations, generally, you will be extremely confident to do it. When you're confident to do it, the action happens very quick. Then there's the ITOps integration and everything. So, Vasu, I don't think I answered you. There is a magic pill for solving this particular dreaded world which you said. It's a nightmare. You use the word which is an extremely difficult word to convince and say. All I can tell you is Cloud FinOps is no more nightmare when you have all the answers. So I think focus on, I don't want to use the word shift left. If you see ITOps, if you see CloudOps, Enterprise AIOps, people will talk about the word shift left. So similarly, doing FinOps, if you think little earlier start consuming resources, is my design cost aware? As long as your design becomes cost aware, the future changes are very, very easy because you were watching while during the design. That's the shift left of FinOps. But for existing systems running smoothly, running nicely, you have the shocking bills to solve it. You will go through at least a partial nightmare negotiating times. At those days and times, I would say use products like CloudCADI, which gives you all the options, simulation. Sindhu, I'm sorry, long answer to his question because his question was extremely loaded. And when you use the word nightmarish, I wanted to be, give a positive tone to the entire audience. FinOps is no more the most difficult practitioner-led issue. There are possibilities to mathematically simulate and run the entire environment better. Once you believe in the mathematics, the model, and everything, then your implementations will be faster. That's exactly what my team, and Preetika, when she was explaining, she quickly explained manually how somebody does, and if you automatically allow it, how quickly it happens. So when you do manually, the practitioner comes into the play. So every button you click, you think. But when you are confident about the change and you let the product do it, you will implement it faster. And I think that's the answer.
Thank you, Madhu. Thank you, Vasu, for bringing your point of view on this. Thank you for your response, Madhu. Hope it did shed some light on that nightmare. We'll take that offline too for a detailed discussion. So, participants, thank you so much for participating in this webinar. If you have any further questions regarding this topic, or if you would like to have a look at our FinOps tool CloudCADI, do contact us on the details shown on the screen. You can also reach out to me on LinkedIn. Happy to associate. And if you want to listen to our earlier episodes focused on FinOps, you can visit our LinkedIn page for the recordings. With that, thank you so much, Madhu and Preetika, for being part of our third webinar in the 5-part webinar series. Our next webinar in the line is Mastering Cloud FinOps in a Hybrid World, Strategies for Multi-Platform Cost Management. We are about to schedule that for next month. The dates will be published soon. Stay tuned for the registrations. We'll meet you all soon again. Thank you so much. Have a great day ahead. Thank you.